Hey y'all, finna get on here with my friend Parker from Adze and Crown. Um, okay, let me add PBE. How y'all doing? Hey babe, can you do me a favor? Can you close the door and turn up the heat? Cause it's kind of cold. No, cause there's towels on the top. Hey,
What up, though?
how's life? How was the meet and greet?
The meet and greet was lovely. Shout outs Greer. Shout outs new friends. It was lovely to just meet people and get to talk about passionate people who care about reading, care about writing, care about literacy. 10,
Mm-hmm.
10 out of 10.
No, that's amazing. That's really amazing. So what were the conversations like? What were y'all were talking about?
Um, First of all, it was great to introduce myself to people. For folks who don't know, I'm Parker. Founded as in Crown Publishing House out of Spotsylvania, Virginia, I should say. So we had a lot of conversations about how I got to this point, and what made me want to start a publishing company, especially here in this anti-intellectual, anti-material, anti-life moment we live in. And it's so funny to hear people from all different walks of life, 16, 17-year olds, 70, 80-year olds be like, yeah, it's nothing like holding a book in your hand. It's nothing like expanding your mind. It's something about growing and developing yourself that way. So in short, lots of conversations, but I just left feeling so encouraged about what we're doing here and what people are wanting to see,
Mm-hmm.
and how I can do my little part to make it happen.
And so what are you looking forward to see in terms of like, the fact that you've now, established this publishing house, you're having events, you having people come out, like what are the next steps? What does that look like in the future?
Getting to work in the immediate term is getting to work. Working with a few authors right now to try to get work out the door. Myself included. I have a book of poems that's coming out in July. Working with the author out of North Carolina who's doing like a romance novella duology. It's what did she say? It's lesbian assassins in space. So just wildest of shits. Um, but it's also trying to build relationships with new folks as well. Meet new people, provide services as best I can. If they're interested, editorial services, print, formatting and design,
Mm-hmm.
um, all the above. So really, just like I said, trying to get the work done, trying to find folks who are trying to get work brought into the world, so that we can, try to steward it as best we can.
No, and I really respect that. Like, how do you feel like maybe this is too big of a question. I was gonna ask you about the literacy crisis and like what do you think is like your role as a person who's like in the literacy space but not necessarily you're not exactly teaching people how to read or anything like that. But like in this moment in time, is you establishing this publishing house, how do you intend on trying to meet the moment, I guess, of like this literacy crisis? Because I saw that you had the book drive, which was amazing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
my myself, I bought a couple of the books that were available, and like I'm really grateful that you're starting to create that. I was just curious if you had additional musings about that.
I would say that it's multiple literacy crises we face. I feel like first of all, it's the numeracy. Niggas can't count. Um, Large numbers really be befuddling us, and I don't mean like counting like, yo, can I do my tip real quick on my napkin? Like, sure, you ought to be able to do that, but I think there's like an understanding of how large numbers works, and how what a percentage is, and I think that has a lot of downstream effects on how what people then in turn read. So we get to the illiteracy part of it. I think not only do people not understand that they can read for pleasure, and power and
Hmm.
purpose, but I think people also don't have the skills. So it's like parallel. Like I think our imagination of what reading is for is really limited. I think people understand reading like people understand running. It's a punishment. for a lot of people. Like I did bad. I did what I wasn't supposed to do in school. I cut up at my grandma's house. Go over there, and read that. Sit over here and read. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like literacy is so often in our schooling is a punishment for people, and it's hard for folks to get out of that, or there's a grade attached to it, and so there's no joy in it, or
Mhm.
they're limited in what they can read to this probably old, probably white canon, and so they don't see the power that there is to be had to it. And then here, when so many of our educational structures are designed to keep us in the dark, I think people don't realize the power there is in reading. And so I think, with all that said, just trying to bring the joy back to it, give people things that are readable, that feel good, that reflect themselves, that give them energy, that make them feel something. Um, that hopefully can change the way they think about the world. I think at the end of the day, and I'll stop flapping my gums after this. At the end of the day, I think I want to help like-minded people. I know there's a lot of folks like me who write, who got journals galore, who got started books and have done so ever since they was a teenager. Whether it was on Live Journal, whether it was on the Tumblr era. I think that there's a lot of people who similarly want to do something, and the thing that they know how to do is tell stories. So I think I really want to be a trampoline for folks to get those out.
Yeah, I know, being in the editing space, there are tons of people who want to write, but they just don't know how
Hmm.
or how to get published. They don't have any idea about how to maneuver the space. Um, and yeah, no, I'm just grateful that you're like in that space to be able to bridge that gap for a lot of people. Um, and yeah, these niggas, they need help. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, like, I don't mean to like make the conversation like dwindle into nothingness. But like,
Not at all.
um,
I think it's important that we name what's going on. You know what I mean? That doesn't feel nihilistic to me to like say what it is. Because I don't think either one of us are people like, damn, niggas really down bad out here, and then shrug our shoulders. You know what I mean? We got work to do.
yeah, no, definitely. It's just Sunday today, and I'm like, I'm tired as shit. Like,
Yeah, I feel
like,
that.
you know what I mean? It's like it's Sunday, and it's like you're like looking at the week, and you're like, I gotta make some shit shake this week,
Yeah,
and get the work done. But at the same time, I'm fucking tired.
yeah,
Like, you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Whole
I
time I
think,
had that exact conversation with myself. Like 30. I was about to text you like, "Yo, can we do this tomorrow?" Because I can lay
you,
down right now. I can lay down right now. But you know what I'm saying? I lollygag just enough for you to hit me, and I'm glad we link it. But I can't agree more that I think part of the work is sitting down too.
yeah,
Um,
no, absolutely. It's funny that you say that because I was so cool with it, but like the thing is, this is part of the work. Like this is part of the the fruitful endeavor that is like uh helping people and getting trying to at least talk about the literacy crisis, talking about what you're doing, talking about the work that you're um doing in order to combat this terrible crisis. Because I think that like even a lot of lawyers can't read. Like this is a whole nother like segue that we I don't have to like get into that, but I think a lot of lawyers are functionally illiterate. Um Meaning like I think that they cannot like they literally do not understand the meaning of text like in terms of like what it means in a dialectical way. Like they cannot understand like how a doctrine can uphold a system or a structure. Like they literally cannot do the connection themselves.
but
And
that kind of I will argue that well, I guess I'm gonna agree with you. First and foremost, that it is for sure an illiteracy. Like, because if you can't contextualize, if you can understand bias, if you can understand how like the time that a piece was written influences the piece, influences what the author was trying to get out of the work, and what he want that author that work to get out of you, then you back on redfish, bluefish, basically. Like, especially this day and age, like I feel like the powers that be are more, the machinations are much more subtle than they used to be. And so I cannot imagine trying to sit and work with people who profess to have the expertise and can't read.
yeah, and it kills people. Like at the end of the day,
Literally.
like you're killing people, you're incarcerating people, you're like unable to really sit in the reality that you've created and that you continue to substantiate through your own misunderstanding. Like you like because it's like I remember like working in the government like a couple months ago, and I was just thinking to myself like it doesn't have to be this way. Like you could actually just say no and not do that shit. Like I was looking
Yeah.
around, there are all these pictures of all these white guys in the hall of the Maryland General Assembly. And I'm just thinking to myself, if I was speaker, all them shits would come down. Like all that shit is coming down. Like I don't want to see any shit like that. But because it's the institution, oh, we have to the tradition. Fuck all that.
I think when perhaps not more than ever, but for sure the whole time, there's consequences to not kissing the ring.
Yeah, but fuck that. Like some we gotta jump at some point. Like the thing is, we got somebody gotta jump, and
Yes.
if someone jumps now, it's better for the people 50 years from now.
Yeah. Yeah, but everybody's too scared.
Fuck
Everybody,
that. We gotta swallow. We gotta grab our balls, grab pussy, just grab ourselves and just fucking do it. Like it just gets to that point. It gets to that point where like you're. I think I've just been burned by too many coons in my life to
mm,
like really be with the shit of like
yeah. Black faces in high places not gonna save us.
yeah, but like more importantly, like they also keep us down.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of black people in places like a lot of coons are doing a lot of damage.
Who was it? Somebody just on here on this app was just posted a piece I've seen around going around talked about the overseer class, about the class of black
Yeah,
capitalists that like
yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah.
historically have always been employed and live well because they do the work of keeping the rest of us in line.
Is
And
that Tessie McMillan Cottom?
it might have been, it might have been. She wild prolific. If y'all don't read Trusty Cottom, do it. Um, she also has a wonderful voice if you want to listen to her speak. Um,
Absolutely.
but I can't remember if that was her. Just to answer your question.
Yeah, but no, I'm familiar with the piece that you're talking about. But please continue.
Um, Not just that, just like the overseer class, and to your point that it's skinfolk and kinfolk, and these folks are interested. They have a vested interest in keeping the rest of us docile. If we can.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Um.
so the question, I guess, raises itself: how is reading gonna fix that? And I feel like in a direct way, you know what I'm saying. A little work of fiction might not do that. But try to find ways to turn academic jargon into readable, understandable, public science. Maybe that can make a difference. Giving somebody more and more young people a platform and feel like they have a voice that not only they see themselves represented in the media that they read and hopefully down the road, see. Um,
Mhm.
maybe can do something big. Maybe them feeling activated that my ideas, my thoughts, my dreams, my silly little doodles are magic, or an elixir, or potions. Let me go ahead and spin these joints up. Now that's another, not just a reader, that's a thinker, that's a maker, that's a doer. And I feel like in those ways, you got to get it where you fit in. I don't know no karate. I don't have no special weapons training. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to kung fu my way through saving the day that way. But I feel like if I can keep throwing rocks and making these ripples that are just gonna go and go and go and reach and spread and spread, then that feels to me like maybe not enough, but it feels like it's worth doing. It feels like it's worth doing.
Someone in the chat actually asked, which is kind of a great segue, is like, how do you feel like AI is going to impact or make the literacy crisis worse? And if you think that's going to happen, like, I
Um,
think it's duh, like, yeah, absolutely.
I
But
think it's
like,
already happening. It's already happening,
yeah, absolutely.
and I think it's gonna happen on a few different planes simultaneously. I think the more that I don't think this science suggests, cognitive science suggests, the more that we outsource activity from our brains, um, the less good our brains get at the activity. The brain wants to forget how to do stuff. It's looking for shortcuts. And so the more you give it, the less it's gonna to mix up biology, flex its muscles. So on the one hand, yes, it's gonna make reading things harder. I think correlated to that, like the algorithmization of everything and everything kind of being curated for you, and the powers that be telling you what you're interested in before you're interested in it. Measuring that thing by microseconds of eye contact, as your phone watches you watch your phone, you don't really have a chance to understand what you really want, what you really like. Um, third, and I'm gonna stop at four. I think. Third, the short form video. Um, Even if it's not brain rot per se, is rotting our brains in as much as we don't have the stamina to read longer things anymore. And there's nothing wrong with reading an article. There's nothing wrong with reading with a blurb, some text on a screen as you swipe through photos. But that's not the kind of exercise the brain needs to stay limber. One, and second, it's not the kind of reading that lets your brain grow. Like it doesn't. You might learn plenty of new facts all the time, but your brain, because you're moving to the next thing so fast, you don't really have time to sit with it, and as such,
Hmm.
your brain can't accommodate it. You assimilate new information all the time, but you don't accommodate that information into how your brain works day to day. Once you've removed that thing you read from the top of your mind, but the underneath your mind is changed if the time is taken. Um, Fourth and finally, the way the AI is gonna dampen literacy is that these media companies, are financially incentivized to play with the AI of it all, and so your traditional publishers, your huge media conglomerates now are starting to consider themselves as like IP producers, right? The media, they don't make books anymore; they create media, and their intentions are to work more closely with these AI companies to eliminate the author potentially, or to find ways to, in the same way that the music business has, start creating agent authors that are going to make them more money without them have to pay the author anymore. Questions about the previous IP that they already own. Like imagine being HarperCollins, who I name intentionally because they have just recently put out a statement about this, where everything in their catalog is technically they can do what they want with it. You know what I mean? Like, sure, the original copyright belongs to the author of the IP, but you allow me to print this and you allow me to have it in digital formats. I can do with those things what I want, including feed them to an AI potentially. So the downstream effects, I feel like, only are beginning to show themselves. To make a short story long, AI is about to fuck literacy up worse.
Absolutely. And it's funny you mentioned that about the HarperCollins thing at the end. It's important to notice that like lawyers are the people who are enabling all that shit.
Mm, mm,
And they're allowing it to happen, and they're in fact advocating for them to be able to do that. And so it's but lawyers, will also, tell themselves and do a lot of mental gymnastics to say, oh, that's not that bad though. Like, oh, well, like, HarperCollins' interest in stealing people's work, let them do it. because at the end of the day, they should have contracted to foresee
mm.
that they these are the contrived ass arguments that people like
Yeah,
literally would make in class. And
yeah.
it's like, but no though, but like, could you just be a good person for
Like
like
be
30
for real.
seconds
Be for real for a
Be
second.
for real. like but they think that they're so insulated from these um like just ethics in general. They're
Mm.
insulated from ethics, they're insulated from any accountability around AI. I think that that has a lot to do with the literacy crisis
Is
also.
there is there a way in which that's because lawyers think that the thing that they do is not, it cannot be made artificial or can't be replicated by AI? Is it like, you know what I'm saying?
I think that lawyers think that to some extent, that they can't be replaced, or like they can't be like their work cannot be outsourced to AI. I think that that's not the case when it comes to most like, only 10% of lawyers, really 3 to 5% of lawyers will ever see the inside of a courtroom.
Mm.
Um, so the vast majority of lawyers can be replaced by AI in a lot of different ways. I mean, that's what people are saying. I don't think that that's actually true.
Right.
I think that, whenever I see, and I also know that that's not true because I look at these briefs that these, like Sullivan and Cromwell, and I'll name them straight up. Sullivan and Cromwell is a law firm that just got hit with like a $700,000 fine or something like that for submitting AI briefs. And Sullivan and Cromwell has lawyers that are billing out at $2,000 an hour. So you know how pissed I would be if someone, if I was paying someone $2,000 an hour and they submitted AI briefs. Like I would be losing my shit. I would absolutely lose my shit. So
Yeah.
like, and it was bad work. it's bad work like bad work product. And you like AI can research fast, but it can't though.
Marking your line in your comments that AI can research faster. AI can. That's so. One has to ask oneself the question: what are we doing? Is I think there's a sprint, and it's not our fault because we're raised here in late capitalism. You know what I'm saying? We were raised by parents. I don't know if what's name is black, but I was black. I was raised by upperly mobile black people who wanted me to do better than them, and as such, they instilled in me an ethic of working hard, and I think that's important. But we reach a point where our productivity, because of previous technological advances, our productivity is like 3, 4, 5 times what it was our grandparents' generation. So we are working harder, trying to find ways to shortcut and work faster for nothing, for no
We're
increase in
fucking
income.
nothing.
And so one, the idea that we should be doing things more faster to try to squeeze more pennies out of things is probably not, is for sure not necessary because the world was going on just fine before it. One, two, you should ask yourself. I like lists. You might notice. Two, you got to ask yourself: is the thing I'm trying to AI worth AI in, or should I just sit my ass down for an hour and a half and do the work? Like this whole call we talk about, losing skills. AI can research faster, but I am a researcher. I need to know how to do this. It is worth me spending the time learning,
Yeah.
learning. And it's not easy, and it's frustrating, and it's tedious. But like these 4, 5, 8 hours, these 4, 5, 8 months, these 4, 5, 8 years that I do deep study on a topic is worth more than a predicted output, token by token, based on what you think I want, based on the paragraph of question that I put in. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not short synthesizing large data sets. There might be a use case for it. Sure, I might get if I'm at NASA and I got terabytes of data. If I got Google plexes of data, yeah, sure, I might think about using natural language processing to try to figure out how I can get people more access to that data so it can actually be utilized. Yes, that's a great use case. But like a nigga just like Googling something, if you want to just Google something real quick and say, well, let me research this. Oh, AI researched it for me. It didn't. You shortchanged yourself and you wasted water.
Yep. It's not very accurate for legal shit. Like it hallucinates all the fucking time. It comes up with cases that are not like actually real cases that didn't happen. And like in a world where the Supreme Court actually uses fake data to make its decisions, which is what, Alito just did in terms of the Voting Rights Act. Like he cited fake data in the opinion. That
Like
is true.
really, or in this kind of like
No
down,
fake data, like actually fake data. Like the data that he cites is not real.
like he made it up, or it was like
No, he made it. He pulled it out of his ass. Like it is literally like not substantiated by anything, like at all. Like it is fake. And then you might wonder, oh well, how do you get away with that? They literally don't answer to anyone.
wow.
like like that's kind of why I posted about the 303 v. Atlantis case yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like the Supreme Court has not been legitimate for a very long time. Like there are arguments to be made about its legitimacy ever, but especially since they were hearing cases about fake plaintiffs, people who weren't even fucking real, people who were like literally like if you were to look up the person whose name they put on the brief as being a gay couple, like a gay man,
Yeah.
you contact that guy. He's married to a woman and he didn't even want to sue.
So isn't like part of the whole thing about the Supreme Court is like the case got to be like not just like real. It got to be like a
a
crisis.
live a live case in controversy. That's what Article 3 of the Constitution says. It must be a actual case or controversy. And that's the Constitution. Like that is literally Article 3. That's how it starts off talking about the judiciary. Like the judiciary has the power to listen to cases of like specifically cases and controversies, but they have to be real with real people. Like you can't think of like one of the first things that you have to establish before you bring any case is, you know, is it ripe? Like, are we able to hear this right now? Like, is it ready to be heard?
Mm-hmm.
Is it moot? Like, was it decided in an earlier case? Does it not really matter anymore? Like, if you're suing to get someone out of your house and they leave, and then you go to court to sue them to get them out of your house, that's already moot because they already left.
Yeah.
And then like you have to have an injury or causation in fact, meaning you have to have suffered some harm for you to be able to bring a case. The fact that this motherfucker wasn't even real, that like it is so mind boggling. like it's just yeah, I'm sorry. I'm getting I'm on my soapbox, but like
No,
I'm
don't be sorry. Um, it just makes me wonder, like, and not to ask you an impossible question, but like, what do we do?
well, um there are a couple options since you like lists. Like you know, like we can look at history and we can see what it's always worked, which is uprising and revolution. Um, two, you can hold them accountable in other ways. I'm not going to suggest anyone do anything illegal in here. But like there are other ways to hold people accountable, whether it's protesting, whatever that looks like for the popular people. If people are really, I think people just don't also give a shit. People are exhausted. Like
Yeah.
people don't care about this type of shit. So like when I talk about cases like this, I don't think people understand like how fundamentally like this puts us in a place where like we cannot come back from this.
Hmm.
Like this is the point. We like journalists and people who write always love to say this thing like point of no return.
Hmm.
That motherfucker was a long time ago. Like
We passed that. Yeah.
we way past that, and it's like it just shit just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. But it's like people aren't paying attention.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, we definitely live in a distracted era in the attention economy. You're absolutely right. In the fatigue real, the fatigue is
Yeah.
so real. Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, I don't know how we combat this. All I know is that it's just like it's hard to even take the practice of law seriously because it's like it is so made up in so many fundamentally fucked up ways. It's just made up and it's corrupt. It's corruptible.
Hmm.
And as an entity, it doesn't really function to safeguard anyone's except the rich and people who have the ability to manipulate it. Like
Right.
it doesn't really safeguard people's rights. Like people safeguard one another's rights.
Hmm.
Like if someone hits your car like you go out driving to work tomorrow, right?
Hmm.
Say someone hits your car, you're not allowed to beat that person up. So you're gonna have to sue that person. What if the judge doesn't give you back what they stole from you by hitting you in the like in your car?
And what was the point of me even suing them?
Exactly. And like when you could have just beat their ass in the moment. That's where we're getting to. Like this is like law when law becomes like when it devolves into like this
Mm.
place where like people aren't trusting the courts. People aren't like trusting the legal system to come up with effective results and meaningful results for them. They're going to turn to alternative mechanisms. And that's just how it's going to go.
I hearing you say that, it made me think about the black experience in America, and like whole time that's the way it's been the whole time. Like that's
Absolutely.
part of the reason why things are the way things are. TM.
No, absolutely. And
So
like
the real question: when your book ready to come out?
my book,
Yeah, that's what the people need to know. Because I don't know if you heard, but I just started a publishing company, and I'm looking for real niggas telling funny stories and real shit. So
no, I fuck with that. You know what? I've been wanting to write a book. I've been writing this whole time. Like going through all this crazy shit with WashU and going through it this whole time. I've written like a lot actually about like what has happened,
mhm.
but it's like I don't really one want to be killed, but two like want to like, but like at the same time I don't want like to. Um, I think that like a narrative that I've seen very often with Black women and Black female law students, Black female attorneys in the legal profession. I've seen a lot of them say things like please stop telling us not to go to law school. Or please stop talking about how horrible law school is. Like you're gonna make us not want to go. And I'm like, but y'all need to know that this institution is violent.
Yeah,
Like when I was coming up, I didn't see any fucking buddy talk about the violence of the institution.
yeah, same.
And I still don't really. Like I think I'm like that's one of the reasons is like I have to open up my own firm and like do my own fucking thing because like people don't want to hear that realness and rawness in their own profession, like in their jobs. They don't want to be held accountable and shit. So like you have to build that shit from the ground up. And yeah, you're broke as fuck while doing it. And yeah, you might have to check your fucking bank balance while you in the line to check out. Like yeah, these are real things and consequences to like the stance that I take. But like at the same time, it's like I gotta fucking work for something else. Like I gotta believe in something else because the shit I came from, you trying to defraud 77-year-old ladies? I saw the nigga today in fucking Whole Foods. I wanted to beat his ass, but I thought to myself, I was like, this is not the time or the place. You can't do that.
Bro,
Um my boss, my old boss who fired me. But but anyways, long story short, the book is coming. The book is
when you're
coming.
ready, when you're ready, I see you be cooking on Substack. Um, and I don't follow a lot of people on there, but I'm always grateful when I get a notification that the work is out there. So if y'all not on the Substack, get at Honey Newton. Um,
Yeah, and get it yours too. Like I love your I read your stuff, like the stuff that you had out at the event, and it was all really good.
I appreciate that.
And I'm submitting to your I'm going to submit to your what's it called?
Tiny Tales, the
The
Juneteenth.
Tiny Tales.
Pull up.
I,
Tell
I
everybody.
I can't wait. No, everyone should really like go submit their stuff. It's only $5, $10 for the longer ones, right?
That's right. That's
And
right.
like that's fantastic. Like it's a great fundraising thing. Get your mind working and no AI shit. No.
That's in the submission requirements is if you got autocorrect going, I'm gonna allow that. If you use just the source, you know what I'm saying, I'll probably be able to tell. But anything beyond that, the whole point is like to celebrate freedom. So like, why would we like to know? Hold on.
Bless you.
See, even think about that shit made me sneeze. Um, yeah, but no, get it because it's $5 for zero, like I guess 5 to 250 words. It's a $5 submission, and you can win up to $250. And then 200 to 1,000 words is a $10 entry fee, and you can win up to 500.
No, that's an amazing idea. I really love that you did that. Like that
Appreciate that.
chef's kiss. Like I
Yes,
thought that
sir.
that was amazing.
Winners and other finalists are going to be included in published in a newsletter that we put out, print copies available for folks in the fall. You know what I'm saying, as well as obviously being showcased and broadcast on our social channels. So definitely a great chance for young writers to cut their teeth, to kind of low stakes, get their name out there. We have an announcement actually coming up soon with some really cool judges we're going to be working with. Some folks I really admire, who are just brilliant, brilliant minds, and who are gargantuan readers of fiction. So well, folks who I think would definitely be able to give at least some good feedback to our folks who submit um, as they try to work on getting their stuff together. Um, it's a competition and there got to be winners, but my vision is for like really everybody that submits. I'm really trying to start a relationship with. Like, that's how can we think about this story or other stories we got going, and how can we get those ready to be out in the world, whether it's publishing through us or wherever your heart desires. I feel like again, just want to be a trampoline for people. There's so many closed doors. There's so many shut avenues. There's so much artifice. There's so many fake ways that people try to get you to involve or to be like them or to copy them or to buy their product. And I want to be the antithesis to that as much as I can. And it's like the energy is like truly, let's all get on.
No, that is.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, all we have is the stories that we tell, the stories that we tell to one another, the stories that we tell ourselves, the stories that, you know, guide our civilization, or lack thereof.
Mhm.
So, you know,
And that's what we've been done as Black people. Like it's always been storytelling. Um, it's always been the arts that have sustained us. Back when back when we was the OG technology, back when digital technology was these hands used to pick cotton. You know what I'm saying? We were been at the forefront, been at the vanguard of technological innovation, but it's always been our stories about ourselves and our stories about home that
mhm.
and kept us fed spiritually. And it's not that we're losing that because there's so much now. You know what I mean? Where people have opportunities to have platforms, have opportunities to speak freely and loudly, and that's beautiful. I just want to join the choir.
That was beautiful. I feel like if you say anything after that, like you're gonna have to start rapping or something. Like you're gonna have to like I don't know.
I'm having a good day today. I don't need to ruin it. Public.
Nah, but no, that's real shit. That's really beautiful. Nah, really. I don't even know if I can follow that. Like that's real shit. Like um and like also I want to be sensitive to the fact you said you wanted to take a nap earlier. Like you were like but like also we can like I have no shit to do other than work. Um like so I wanted to make sure like everything that's said that you want to say you say.
Um, I appreciate that.
That sounded fucked up. I'm sorry. I
I
don't
knew
even
I knew what you were saying. I knew what you were saying. I feel like I don't be having shit to do either. So I think you were saying that to say we can rap whenever. So no pressure.
Yeah, I was trying to tell you that, but like I also don't whenever I say that, it's like nigga,
I was,
let's believe. And it's like
oh, you
no,
wasn't handing up to me. I heard. Okay, I heard it. And then I also heard you say you wanted to make sure I said anything I needed to say before I got up off this joint, and I appreciate that too.
yeah.
Um, shit. AdTheCrown.com. Um, ads for folks who don't know, ADZE, pronounced ads like more than one ad, is a woodworking tool. You can either get a smaller hand held one, kind of looks like an axe with a perpendicular head like that. But more famously, folks use foot adzes. It's kind of long like a hoe. And you would kind of use it to chop and even out long pieces of wood. So if you imagine, our great grandparents and folks even older than them, as they was, making log houses, making flooring, making plank walls, as they were making, fine wood materials, china cabinets, what have you. These tools were common tools in a wood shop. You don't really see them that much that much anymore, because a lot of these processes are mechanized now. But I think there's something about a hand tool. I think there's something about hewing wood by hand and seeing the slow progression, towards perfection that means something to me. So that's why it adds. A crown, nigga, royalty, beauty, kingdom, queendom, all that. And I feel like hand together, you know what I'm saying? Hard work will pay off. I think there's something like that in there. I think I recognize both the hard work that we do every day and the royalty that we are every day. So it's a whole lot going on. There's a whole lot going on. It feels Afrofuturist to me. Um, I feel like there's a harkening back, but also looking forward.
No, that's beautiful. And I always wanted to know where you got ads cuz like I tried to Google it and I didn't quite understand cuz like maybe I just didn't understand that there was a tool for it. Then you said like a hoe, and then I just burst out laughing because I'm fucking immature. But like, and then I'm like, oh wow, so there's like you couldn't do like hoes and crown, like that's not.
I could, um, but I don't know if it will have the same ring. At least
No,
this.
I don't think so. But it goes though. Like ads, like no, it definitely got that Afrofuturist, spin to it. Like I like that. No, that's
And to me, it's subtle. I think there's a way in which, a part of this, I think, is a little bit of cowardice on my end. Um, I don't want everything. I want everything I do to be black. I don't want everything I say to be black. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me try this again. I think there's a way in which, like, some people brand themselves a certain way, and not that it's not necessary, or that not that there's not freedom in it. To me, it feels confining in some ways. And I think, to me, there's so much beauty in subtext. To me, there's so much beauty in, you know, insider messages, where if you know, if you get it, what they say, the girls who get it do.
hmm
Whatever. Like that's the type of time I'm probably on. DPS get it, you know what I'm saying? That's the type of time I'm trying to be on. Where instead of just being like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, tattoo black excellence all over my shit, we just gonna be black and excellent.
yeah.
But I don't know.
And
I gotta wrestle with it, because part of me wonders if it's um, self deprecation. Is it like me protecting myself? Is it me battling through internalized anti-blackness? I don't know. I be. It doesn't keep me up at night, but I'll be wondering.
Yeah, but like on some shit, I mean, I mean, on some level, like, why would it be internalized anti-blackness?
Um, because I might be too chicken shit to have my business name be this black as hell, even though it is black as hell, without it being called black as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Honestly, it's pretty fucking black. I mean, I saw like the first poster you did. You had Toni Morrison and James Baldwin on there.
if you look like the flyer for the competition is like the Juneteenth flag with Sun Ra on the jump. So like again, if you know, you know.
Yeah, like I feel like, and it's the Juneteenth flag you said, or yeah, so like I didn't know that, but it looked like the Haitian flag, like a little bit.
That's part of what inspired it.
So like that's why I was like, it's got to be black as shit. Like I knew from the color scheme, like I knew that like you were channeling some revolutionary, like, I might not have been, but like I think you're getting the point across. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm saying like even if I didn't know like what you were specifically trying to do with that, I knew because I know a little something.
Because you can read.
I mean, I didn't know that that was the flag. Like I didn't know that.
Well,
But
yes,
I should.
the folks at Galveston came up with that joke. Um, and it's
In
like they claim
Texas.
like the black in Galveston, Texas, is like where the whole Juneteenth holiday comes from. It's like they
Right,
were,
right, right.
you know, as the Union finally got there. Um, I thought about doing like the black, red, and green joke, like the traditional Pan
Pan
African,
African, yeah.
but I was like, that's not quite hidden. Um,
Nah, because the thing is, it's been co-opted. It's like been co-opted by all these FBAs and
yeah,
ADOS shit, and like and it's like it's sad because like you can kind of see what they're doing and what they're trying to do, but it's like it's also anti-intellectual in a way.
I would
Like
agree.
to separate the diaspora like that, it's not only intellectually dishonest, but it's also harmful.
I would agree.
Um, But we don't have to get into that. I'm sorry, but oh yay,
Young Cuz,
young Cuz, yeah, that's his name, right? Cuz,
yeah,
Cuz, oh my goodness, Cuz is so cute. Cuz has gotten so big. I feel like Cuz was like this big at one point when you got him.
yeah, he was little as a mug. I mean, I got him. He was, you know what I'm saying, as they say, he fit in my hand. But now, no,
He's
no,
so cute.
he about to be 4. He a good dude. He a good dude. I've been out of town this weekend, so he been missing me, but we glad to be back. Um,
You read the Cuz?
nah, he can't. He can't. He don't listen that good. You know what I mean? I read out loud. Sometimes he be around, but he doesn't. I don't think it sticks. I don't think it
You're
sticks.
not fucking with
Nah.
it.
Maybe one day I'll wake up and be like, in as much as our forefathers. I'm like, yo, thank you. You be really locked in. You be paying attention. But most of this nigga just be like, "Meow," and that's all he got from me. And what 4 letters? And that's all
But
right.
he's getting there. He's only 4.
He's fully 4.
He's only 4, so like you don't know,
He's
like
just a baby. He's just a baby, and he's so
he's just a
handsome. So
baby.
it's like, we good. You don't even gotta be smart. Maybe you look this cute.
See, yeah, no, like, and Cuz is what the director of manage, like you said, the manager.
Yeah, he's an operations manager.
He's an operations manager. Okay, there we go.
Ship shape around here. All right, free my nigga, free my nigga. Um,
Free Cuz.
because all day he be acting like he in jail. He got full roam of this joint, act like he in jail. But in conclusion, Allie, because I'm gonna stop being a deadbeat dad, um, to my first son. I really appreciate you making time to chat today. It's always I feel like we always have great conversations when we talk, and this was no different.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and likewise to you. All love all the way. Go follow Ads and Crown. You know, I'll share this, and go support them. Go enter the contest. Go do all those great things so that they can get all the support that they need to flourish.
Appreciate
Um, and yeah, all love, and yeah, we'll do this again sometime. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. Get some rest.
Thank you. Likewise. I'll see you soon.
See you soon. All right, peace.
Bye.